Welcome back to another episode of Fan Favourites, and this time around, I'm here with Charlie. How are you, Charlie?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Busy day. But basically for this, I just want to know why you're an Arsenal fan, and I want to know some of your favourite things about being an Arsenal fan. So, the main question for me is, why are you an Arsenal fan?
So I'm an Arsenal fan because it is heritage in my family. We're all Gooners, other than the occasional Spurs fan and a few West Ham. But especially on my dad's side, we're all Gooners. And I always try and get to as many games as possible. The only problem is, obviously, I play football as well. But yeah, the club is it's just a massive club, isn't it? Like, who doesn't know who Arsenal Football Club are? So, but yeah, for me, it's heritage.
No, definitely. Okay, so I'm going to start off with a nice easy one. Who's your favourite current player? You can name more than one.
Okay, right. So I have two, but I put one above the other one only because I play his position, and that's Aubameyang. Because even though he's gone off the boil since he signed his new contract, he scores goals. And obviously, me being a forward myself, your job is to score goals. And all right, he hasn't done it in recent years, but he's shown what he's all about since he's come to the Premier League. A lot of people thought he was going to come here and flop, and I was one of the people who said that he wouldn't. And he's just been amazing. And obviously, he's the skipper now, and hopefully this season it'll be a big season for him. And then coming in a close second, I had Kieran Tierney, just because we've needed a top quality fullback for a long time. Like, we haven't had, I'd say, a top quality fullback for a long time. And plus, he's got leadership qualities as well. And this team, in my opinion, lacks leaders. So Kieran Tierney in a close second for me.
Oh, brilliant. No, definitely good picks. Definitely Kieran's up there with my current favourites. So what about your favourite all-time player, like since you've started watching Arsenal?
All right, so again, I have two. Like, I can name loads, but I have two. Obviously, the top one would be, I'd say, most people's choice, and that would be Thierry Henry, just because it's Thierry Henry. Like, he's the greatest. He's the greatest player that's played in the Premier League. Obviously, you could argue it with other players, but I just don't see how you can. The geezer, like, obviously, I was really, really young when he was in his best. But even like 2006 and 2007, when we first moved to the Emirates, even then, when we weren't as good as what we was and our best players were leaving, he was still carrying us. Like, he was still scoring ridiculous goals. And then coming in a close second is a bit of a weird one, but Santi Cazorla. Like, I was buzzing when I heard we were signing Santi Cazorla at first. Like, I don't think I've seen a more two-footed player. Like, he was taking corners with his left foot. He was taking corners with his right foot. He was taking free kicks with both feet. He's passing with both feet. It's a shame that he was fairly injury prone. And when he was playing, him and Ozil were like class. Even though they played the same position, and Cazorla ended up playing maybe a little bit deeper. But the pair of them were playing together and they were on their game. No one could deal with them. So, yeah, my all-time favourite would be Thierry Henry, and then with Santi Cazorla running in a close second.
Okay, so what's your favourite Arsenal game that you've maybe watched or ever been to?
Oh, right, again, there's a few, but for me, it's got to be Champions League night 2010, Arsenal 2, Barcelona 1. Just because, in my opinion, we beat the best team that's ever been formed, really. Like, that Barcelona team, which is insane. You could go through every single one of their players. Like, even if you took out Lionel Messi and put Pedro in, who was on their bench, like, that team was ridiculous. And the fact that we beat them, especially with some of the players that we had playing, I remember we had a midfield of a young Jack Wilshere and Cesc Fabregas, who was obviously the skipper at the time. And then we had players like Nicolas Benter and all that. And then obviously Van Persie scored a good goal. And then obviously Arshavin with the winner. But that was like a top quality Arsenal performance. Obviously we rode our luck at times, but the performance was there. And obviously it's a shame that we ended up going out over the two legs. But for me, that game was immense. It was a superb game of football. Best game I've ever been to would be the second thrashing of the Spuds when we beat them 5-2 back to back. We were on top of them from minute one. I know Adebayor scored a bit of a spawny goal, but we were on top of them for the whole game. And again, just the football we were playing, it was really good to watch. They almost make it look easy. I know they're professionals and they get paid a lot of money, but they make it look really easy. So, but yeah, I can name loads, but those two are definitely got to be my top two.
Okay. So I'm talking about like the 5-2 for Tottenham. Was your favourite goal in that game at all? Or would you name something else as your favourite goal?
No, my favourite goal, and it's a bit of a controversial one, but my favourite goal has got to be Giroud's scorpion kick. The play as well. If you look at the build-up, because we actually broke on them. They had possession up our end of the pitch, Crystal Palace, and then we won the ball back, quickly broke, and then because like Mkhitaryan did something similar for United, like I think the day before, and everyone was raving about how good that goal was. Firstly, he was offside, and secondly, it weren't even a proper scorpion kick. He just flicked it. But Giroud, like he's actually watching the ball when Sanchez crosses it in, and he just scorpion kicks it. I can't lie. I know it's only Crystal Palace, and it's a game we expect to win, but I was going absolutely bonkers. And then obviously there's a few other goals that run it close, like Thierry Henry's obviously scored a load of screamers, like the one against United in the Invincible season, and then the other one against United where he just flicked it up and turned and hit it. And in the Jack Wilshere one against Norwich, I'll give that one a shout out as well, like where we played that little tick-attacker and everyone was just one touch flicking it. Like, I was actually at that game and behind the goal. That was ridiculous goal, but I'll go with a scorpion kick for Giroud.
Oh, brilliant. Okay, no, that's like definitely some brilliant goals you've mentioned there. I mean, I've got to say the scorpion kick for me is definitely up there as one of my favourites of recent times. Okay, so I'm going to ask you a bit of a weird one now. What's your favourite Arsenal kit?
So this is an easy one for me. My favourite Arsenal kit is my very first kit, and that's the 03-04 one with Thierry Henry number 14 on the back. It's my very, very first kit. And I know it's a basic kit with a basic design, but like just you look at the kit and you look at the players that were wearing it, and then you look at like even just the 02. The other teams would be in the tunnel just looking at the 02 and then looking at the players that were wearing the kit, and they're already beaten before a ball's even kicked. Whereas I don't think now, even though we've probably got nicer kits now, we haven't got that fear factor that we used to have. Like I've seen, like I'll link it to Thierry Henry again. So he wore the long sleeve one with gloves, and there's a certain saying that cold nights, Thierry Henry with a long sleeve kit on, that kit and gloves meant game over. So, but for me, it'll always be the 03-04 kit because it was my very first kit.
I'm going to ask you this one. Have you still got it?
I have still got it. Yeah, it's up in the loft.
Oh, that's brilliant. That's absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
Okay, so it is absolutely brilliant. I think I've still got my first one. I mean, I'm trying to find the hybrid kit in an adult size at the moment, so I've still got mine. So, what is your favourite Arsenal moment?
Oh, yeah.
It can be more than one, because I know you probably got a few to tell us.
Yeah, I've got a few. I want to say when we beat Real Madrid at the Bernabeu, becoming the first English team to beat Real Madrid at the Bernabeu in the Champions League, and Henry scored that goal. Like, that was a monumental victory, I thought. Because, again, that Real Madrid team was just full of absolute legends. And obviously, Real Madrid, when it comes to the Champions League, are just as good as you can get. But that's got to be up there, definitely. And in the same with when we won at the San Siro against AC Milan, 2-0. That's got to be another good moment.
Definitely, I was there that night. That's one of my favourite nights.
See, I haven't been as lucky when it comes to travelling like away games. I want to, but it's difficult because obviously I still play football as well, and obviously I love playing. But as far as winning trophies go, obviously when we were really good, I was obviously really, really young, so obviously I wouldn't have great memories. But in recent times, I would say the 2 cup wins over Chelsea, especially the first one, because they won the league and they won it quite comfortably after we tonked them at the Emirates 3-0. And then they changed formation and then they went on an unbelievable run where they were just beating everyone. No one gave us a chance in that game. And I said, we're going to win this game 2-1. You watch. And then when we actually won 2-1, loads of people said to me, you called it. And I said, well, yeah, because for some reason, when it comes to the FA Cup, we turn up. But then when it comes to big European games, we just don't seem to have it in us. Like we haven't, I believe we haven't lost an FA Cup final since 2001. And I don't think we should have lost that game either. But yeah, I can name loads, but I'll go with them 3, definitely.
No, brilliant. So every season, everyone's got their favourite fixtures every season. What is your favourite 2 fixtures you look forward to every season?
Right, so obviously I always look for when we're playing Tottenham because everyone loves beating Tottenham. I think even Tottenham fans love beating Tottenham. But I always look for United because I really dislike United as well. Like I just can't stand anything about them. Especially when we've got them at home because I don't know what it is with their fan base, but whenever they play us, they always seem so confident. And I mean, like they love coming to the Emirates and getting turned over. Like, I mean, I think they've only beaten us once in the last 4 or 5 years, and that was an FA Cup game.
Yeah. So, well, they haven't beat us in the league since 2018.
Exactly.
And then the FA Cup one was 2019. So
exactly, and that was a 4th round game, and they beat us 3-1. But yeah, I'd say definitely Spurs and United. You would think I'd say Chelsea, but as much as I hate Chelsea, I actually think I dislike United more. But they say I always look for the main fixtures. I always look for is the big 6 because that's who we need to be taking points off of. In my opinion, we should be beating everyone else regardless.
No, definitely. Okay, I've got a bit of a weird one for you now. Who's your favourite non-Arsenal player, past or present? Like your favourite footballer, regardless if you're an Arsenal fan or not.
That's an easy one for me. It's none other than the GOAT, Lionel Messi. Like the guy. I mean, even I think at one point I actually applauded him scoring 4 goals in one game against us, and you wouldn't think I'd do that. I've never ever done that for any other person because I hate conceding goals. But just like when he ran through and just chipped Almunia and we were 3-1 down before half time, I just the guy's just on another planet. In my opinion, obviously him and Ronaldo are obviously the 2 standouts, but I just think he's just another level above. I just think he's just not human. The things that he's done and he's continued to do, it's like you look at all the best defenders, you ask all the best defenders who they'd rather play against, and they'd say Ronaldo because with Messi, you can't get the ball off him. You don't ever see him give it away. I'll use Chiellini as an example. Like Chiellini's got to be one of the best defenders in the modern era. And he said, when you're playing against Messi, all you can do is pray because you don't know where he's going to go, what he's going to do. And I mean, I've actually had the privilege of watching the geezer play live against us. And it's different watching it on a TV. But when you're actually there watching him and what he's doing, the things he's doing is amazing. But there's a load of players that I could name. But for me, it's got to be Lionel Messi. He's just insane.
No, definitely. I totally agreed. Okay, that's all my questions I've got for you today. But I'm just going to do a quick fire with you. I'm just going to be a this or that.
Okay.
And I don't want an explanation for anything, okay? So
just one word answers.
Yep. Highbury or Emirates?
Highbury.
Henry or Bergkamp?
Henry.
Adidas, Puma or Nike?
Adidas.
Wenger or Graham?
Wenger.
Would you swap the Invincibles for the 2006 league win?
Champions League is that?
Yeah, Champions League. Sorry, read that wrong. Let's try that again. Would you?
Yes, I would.
You'd swap the Invincibles for the 2006 Champions League?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Premier League or Champions League?
Champions League.
Cannon Chat or AFTV?
Cannon Chat.
Arteta in or Arteta out?
Arteta out.
Who do you dislike more, Spurs or United?
Spurs.
As I know you're a fan of Cannon Chow, I'm going to ask you this last one. Who's your favourite, Stephen G or me?
Lottie.
Brilliant. That's made my afternoon. Okay, right. Thank you for today, Charlie. You're an absolute star.
Thank you very much.
Brilliant. And